Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Weekly Insight. My name's Michael Hennessey. I'm the Senior Pastor of Cornerstone Church here in Epping, Sydney, Australia. The model of our church is we are a junction church. We want to help people get to where they need to go to in God. If you're ever in Epping, if you're ever in Sydney, you're more than welcome to come and attend one of our services on a Sunday or any of our activities during the week. I just want to read a verse to you from 2 Samuel chapter 11. It says the following. It says, "And it happened at the turn of the year," this is 2 Samuel 11 verse 1, "and it happened at the turn of the year, at the time the kings go forth, David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the sons of Ammon and circled Rabbah, but David remained at Jerusalem." And verse 2 goes on to say, "And it happened one evening, David arose from his bed and walked on the roof of the king's house, and from the roof he saw a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon." You know, David was a king. He was called to be a king. He was anointed to be a king by God. And he had a lot of external challenges that he faced and he overcame. You know, he took on giants, he took on foreign armies, he ran his kingdom, and he did a pretty good job at overcoming the external challenges that came his way. But here he is faced with an internal challenge. Here he is faced with looking at a lady bathing, and we all know where that led to. And as a result of him failing that internal challenge that was put in front of him, his kingdom wasn't the same after that, because he failed that internal challenge. And as I thought about that particular story, a very, very sad story in the Bible, and all the consequences that went with that, you know, I came to a conclusion that, you know, every believer, you, me, anyone else who believes in God, we have a calling. And one of the aspects of that calling is this, that we are called as Christians to run. Please forgive the funny picture I'll put up on the screen now, but it just goes to illustrate the point that we as Christians are called to run. And running basically, it illustrates, it illustrates our dedication to God, our dedication to running the race that He has set before us. And, you know, with every race, with a calling that we have to run, you know, there are internal challenges. Internal challenges are very, very, very real, probably even more real than the ones that are external. Let me just put a verse up here. It's in Proverbs 16:32. It says the following: "He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit is better than he who takes a city." Here Solomon was saying that the person who overcomes their internal challenges, anger is an internal challenge, I know, that some of us have to overcome, but he who overcomes his internal challenges, in Solomon's eyes and God's eyes, is greater than he who overcomes the external ones. For example, taking a city or whatever else. And so, you know, internal challenges are really real. And our calling as Christian is really real as well. It's very real as well. And, you know, we are all called to run. That's a challenge that's a calling that God has given to all of us. But with that calling is going to come challenges. With that calling to run, with that calling to be dedicated to God and to the race that He set before us, internal challenges are going to come up between the space between our two ears, and those internal challenges are going to need to be overcome. You know, there was a movie I saw once. Please forgive me for using this illustration, but there was a cop in a movie called Police Academy, and this cop was called Laverne Hooks, and she joined the police academy, but she had a real internal challenge to overcome in order to be an effective policewoman, and that challenge was timidity. She spoke with a really, really quiet voice. But then as the movie progresses and we see this lady struggling with this challenge of being a timid policewoman that no criminal in his right mind would take seriously, there's a point in the movie where this lady, she overcomes her timidity, she overcomes the internal challenge that's inside of her, and she screams at this policeman who's threatening the life of her partner, tells her to get down on the ground and says, "Don't move, dirtbag." And that was an internal challenge that this particular lady, this particular policewoman had to overcome. And we all have internal challenges. We've all got them. Be honest now. We do have them. And with this series that I want to just do over the next couple of weeks is just to name just three challenges that I think are very, very relevant and try to stop us from running the race that God has called us to run. I won't tell you what they are now, but you have to keep on looking to see what they are. But they are challenges nonetheless. They are internal challenges which are just as real as the external ones. But as it is with these things, and as it is with God's word, He identifies them for us, and He also gives us a solution as to how to overcome them. So God bless you. If you've got any internal challenges you're facing, if you want to run the race that God has called you to run, you are going to come up against internal challenges. But the good news is they can be overcome. God bless you, and keep watching. God bless you. See you next week. Bye.